There he is. There he is. I could have sworn I saw a squatch. They are elusive creatures. Some people think that they're interdimensional beings, that they can travel interdimensional, and that's how they can just up and disappear. I don't know about all that. Let me show you something right over here. Now, the way a squatch can show another squatch which way to go, like I went this way's food, this way's water, that kind of thing, they'll put a notch in a tree like this right here. That right there is called a squatch notch. Well, I sure appreciate you joining me on this here second episode of Squatch Watch. I had told you we're going to teach you how to hunt squatches, how to be a professional squatch investigator. But first, as I said in the first video, we got to have some basic tools and gear. And if you missed that first video, well, you don't know how to operate the YouTube know-how. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the first thing, cutting tools. Now, there's a few kind of cutting tools you might need. A folding knife. Not just about any folding knife I do, but now I prefer, out of sheer professional experience, a multi-tool with a locking blade. Now, why is that? Because with a multi-tool, you've got an array of tools to use and choose from in the wilderness. Now me, I carry this here Leatherman Skeleton. I love it. I love the size, it's compact, and it's got just what I need. Because let's face it, a lot of them there multi-tools, they got a bunch of stuff on there you ain't never gonna use. And what is that in the wilderness? It's just added weight. The Skeleton's got just what you need. It's got a locking blade. It's got pliers. It's got screwdriver, both Phillips and standard, and there's a bunch of little bits you can get to go with it. But I love it. Now, these other multi-tools, it don't have to be a Leatherman, because I'm not an affiliate of Leatherman. Unless you Leatherman folks are listening and you want a sponsor, come on. But now, I do love my Skeleton. But let me tell you what you don't want to do with one of these. What you don't want to do is on these pliers, is you can get to working and your hand slide up that handle. Some of you know what I'm talking about, know where I'm going already. But your hand slides up that handle and you go to crank down on something and you don't want to get that fleshy part of your hand stuck in them pliers. I'm telling you, it can happen. Boy, you be working, not paying any mind, sweating, and your hand slide up and you crank down on it and all of a sudden, But now it's up to you. You know, it's personal preference. What do you want? What do you think you need? Any Leatherman will do. And really, there's other good brands out there. But let me tell you what you don't want. You don't want one of them dollar store multi-tools. You know, them kind they put out around Christmas in the gift packs in the middle aisles at them big fancy stores like the Walmarts and the Dollar General, trying to reel you in to buy them as stocking stuffers and such. You might as well go ahead and plan your own funeral if you're depending on one of them while you're out of squatch hunting, 'cause if you are, you ain't gonna make it. Now, the second kind of knife I want to talk to you about is a fixed blade knife. You can't beat the fixed blade knife for strength and usefulness in the wilderness. But now, there's a few things you need to make sure of first. In my professional opinion, I'd suggest you having what's called a full tang knife. Now, what is a full tang knife? Refer to the picture on your screen. A full tang knife encompasses the entire length of the body of the knife from tip to hilt down. I'm talking about to heel down at the end of the handle now. But now some of them, they try to cheapen it up, as you see in the photo on your screen. Where you can't see under the handle, oh, they get you there. They cut it off. Now, I'd also recommend your fixed blade knife having a 90-degree spine. Now, what is that? Well, this here's my favorite knife. This is my Tahoma field knife. This right here, the back of the blade, this is the spine. And it has a 90-degree spine. What's that mean? It means some knives, this back edge, this spine, is rounded off so that it's comfortable and you don't scrape yourself. But a good wilderness bushcrafting squatch hunting knife needs a 90-degree spine. What for, you ask? Well, for scraping wood, for kindling, for striking a ferro rod. Now, for safety's sake, did you notice how I was scraping that wood? You use the heel of your palm toward the back, toward the spine of that knife, and you press down that wood. Never wrap your hand around that blade and grab it. Crap. Now, did you hear me say the other thing you can do with a 90-degree spine is strike a ferro rod? Well, what the heck's a ferro rod? Now, you keep hearing me referring to it as a ferro rod, and that's fine for you green squatch hunters, you know, you're just learning. But what us professionals call it is a ferocity. That word there on the screen, now that's what we call it. Now there's all kinds of ferro rods. There's a skinny one there. Here's one that's a little bit fatter. They come in different lengths. Now I'm not gonna get all technical about what they're made out of, but what you do is you take your spine of your knife and you go to striking that ferro rod. You go to rubbing it. Now you can either strike your knife across it or you can drag your ferro rod across your knife. You know, there's different ways of doing it, but it's supposed to throw sparks. Now, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. This ain't supposed to be on here. Anyway, it's supposed to throw sparks on your kindling and cause you to be able to set it afire. Now, how do I edit this? This ain't supposed to be on here. Hang on just a minute. Where's the button? Oh, gosh. Now, the last thing I want to show you that you can do with a fixed blade knife is what's called batoning.
Center the blade of your knife on the top of the log with the blade facing straight down and with the tip of the knife hanging 2 to 3 inches beyond the log's edge. Now tap the knife into the log by hitting the spine side with your baton until the knife sticks firmly in the wood. Increase the power of your strokes, making sure you don't hit the tip of the blade.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right here at this juncture that there's a lot of controversy out there about batoning with a knife. Some folks say, well, that's what a hatchet is for. Well, they right. That is what a hatchet is for. But now for me, if I'm out there on an intense squatch investigation, here's the thing. If I've got a good fixed blade knife that can do more than just one task and save the weight of carrying a hatchet along too, then that's what I'm gonna do. But now wait a minute, some of you say, now does a hatchet really weigh that much? Well, now let me tell you. When you're out there hot on the trail of a squatch and you're just about to make history and snag that big critter, the last thing you need is a few added ounces that's going to slow you down from reaching your prize. I can just see you now, almost being on the cover of prestigious periodicals such as Time magazine or the National Enquirer, first person in all of history, trained by me, of course, to almost snag a squatch. But that hatchet slowed you down just enough to allow him to slip right through your fingers. Now, folks, I want to be totally honest with you. I made myself a promise when I began this here quest that I would not lie to you and put on some front like these here Squatch shows you see on the TV, trying to be all dramatic and, like I said in the other video, hunting squatches at night and whatnot. So I want to be honest with you now. You remember the other day? Well, it was at the beginning of this video, but it was the other day for me. I showed you that there Squatch notch right here. See that? Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't 100% sure that that's really a Squatch notch. In other words, my findings are inconclusive.